Hello everybody, you're very welcome to today's Chamber webcast. We're delighted to be recording today's event from the live stream studio in the Heritage Hotel in Killinard. This is a brand new state-of-the-art facility suitable for hybrid events, webinars and the like. We're very grateful to the hotel for allowing us record today, and it's a great experience, new for all of us. Today we're here to launch the Love Laois campaign. We're joined by Cara Burns-Sharma from Laois Tourism and Stephen Miller from Laois Today. We all know that the tourism and hospitality and retail sector have been decimated throughout this COVID experience. We are really conscious that we want to support our local businesses in retail, hospitality and right across all sectors. So we want to promote everything in Laois to Laois people. Today, I'll hand it over to Stephen. Stephen was the brainchild behind this campaign. So Stephen, would you like to tell us where the idea came from?
Yeah, I suppose, look, Laois Today, we set up Laois Today 3 years ago in February 2017. And in our very first piece that we put out there, launching Laois Today, we said Laois as a county has so much to be proud of. We can be proud of our past, our future, our location, our scenery, our history, our people, our sports. We've so much, our location, we've so much to be proud of here in Laois. And if we don't shout about it, absolutely nobody else is going to shout about it for us. So that has, I'm a very proud Laois man. I'm very proud to come back and work in Laois. I'd worked previously in Limerick before I set up Laois Today. And we celebrate and support all things Laois. So that is the ethos of Laois Today from the very start. When we were hit by this coronavirus pandemic in March, everything changed and every business was closed. And when things started reopening on one of the more recent phases, it was a huge thing for businesses to be literally going back, opening their doors, having never been closed for as long as that previously, with a whole load of new regulations and things to follow. And it was a big deal for businesses in particular to be going back, and staff to be going back, having been out for so long. So I wanted to come up with something, the businesses of Laois have been very supportive of Laois Today, and we wanted to come up with something that, we have a huge audience across all our social media platforms with a huge amount of traffic to our site, which has gone up during the coronavirus pandemic. So we have a voice. We want to sort of to bring that together and put out a strong message. And you always hear shop local. I was like, that's a bit of a cliche, and that's everywhere. Even though the sentiment is right behind it, I don't disagree with the sentiment. And then support local, and that's sort of a bit of the same. And then think local. So we're coming around to think local, but also shop local only encompasses one element of it. So we came up with, like, it's very catchy, it's very simple, but hashtag Love Laois. But what I suppose we try and take in that is, yes, you try and support the local business. Businesses support each other, all of that. But it's also to enjoy what our county has to offer and love what Laois has to offer. So be it a walk in the Slieve Blooms or up the Rock of Donaghmace or the woods in Stradbally, and there's any amount of things like that and any amount of great facilities on our doorstep. And there are some people who aren't in business, loads of people who aren't in business, but they can enjoy what our county has to offer. And that's where the whole hashtag Love Laois thing has come from. So it's been out there, the tone of the message from Laois Today is to think local. Maybe you won't be able to do what you want to do locally, but think local first of all. Then you try and support local, and it's all about loving Laois. We initially thought we weren't going to have any sports to cheer on this particular year. Anyone who's ever been to a Laois match over the years in Croke Park or in Moore Park, when the going gets tough, or when there's a big moment, the chant that sort of goes up is Laois, Laois, Laois. This real slow chant. Now, it's not very original or anything. It doesn't sound, people sort of laugh about it, but it's at a big moment in a game. We mightn't have big moments in a game, but we're at a big moment in society in general. And that's the way we just have to think is Laois, Laois, Laois.
So the new chant will be Love Laois.
I don't know if that'll take off in Croke Park or whatever, but it works on social media. But that is the sentiment behind it. And be it, as I said, like I've been around the county more in the last couple of weeks because we can't go anywhere. And people were laughing initially that you couldn't go outside 20 kilometres or your county. I was sort of joking on social media. Sure, why would you want to go outside your county? Exactly. So in the last week alone, I've brought my kids to Tucker Woods, which is a regular there anyway. Yeah. I love the wooded walks, and there's any amount of those in Laois. I think I'm definitely approaching middle age if I'm getting into walking as a hobby and that, but really love it. I've been in Sheffield Woods outside Port Laois. I was up at the the Merry Mill hosted the summer solstice in the Rock of Dunamace the other morning. Absolutely unbelievable event. So that was the views from the Rock of Dunamace are just brilliant. And I think the Rock of Dunamace, the scenery from there is just pure Laois in the sense that it's good tillage land, it's good farming, it's colourful, it really captures. But after it, I went across the road to Dysart Woods, which was a great wood to go for a walk in. And there's I think there's 19 playgrounds in Laois that are run by Laois County Council. So there is any amount on our doorstep to enjoy and to love Laois. So that is what, and we have seen it get traction in the last one. And I really think I view it as a summer campaign. I view it as a summer campaign, but I don't see why it can't be a sentiment and thing that can go for a long time.
We hope, I suppose, it'll change the mindset kind of, right into the future, not just for the summer, that people will in the future think more about local, what's on my doorstep, whether it's to go out for dinner, go for a walk, buy a pair of shoes, buy your ream of paper for your printer, all of those things, if people can look, is it a niche and can I buy it? Yeah. So I notice on social media that hashtag is popping up. I'd say you're getting a really good reaction.
It's not something my wife Emily is sort of monitoring, keeping an eye on it, and it is literally all hours of the day and night that there's stuff coming in on that, and it's coming into us on all, obviously on social media. Instagram is a huge one, then Facebook. Instagram is probably the main one, but there's messages coming directly to us, and then there's some stuff being emailed to us as well. And we're just trying to constantly keep it out there on social media, and then we're rounding it up once or twice a week on site. So some of the things, like businesses literally opening their doors for the first time, and we're moving to a new phase of it now with hotels, restaurants, pubs in the next couple of weeks, gyms, yoga studios, all these things. So we have had the shops open previously. But just, it's actually to mark the occasion as well. And one thing I suppose I would think, I bought some sports gear for my kids on Colgan's, when Colgan's were a great Laois business, and bought it online and had it within a day or two previously. But yes, you can get stuff out, and I have no problem with big multinational companies and that they provide huge employment in our area. And I don't, there is a balance to be struck there, and I don't, but I suppose a lot of businesses have new sort of procedures to follow in that, and it's patience, a little bit of patience. That's supporting local as well. If it's taking them a little bit longer, they'll get there. And I think that the businesses and the different groups deserve a little bit of time just to adjust to this period, and that is supporting local as well.
Exactly. So when you brought the idea to ourselves and to Laois Tourism, we were delighted to get on board, and this collaboration will really, I think, really gain momentum, because we all have different audiences and a different focus. So Cara, would you like to give us a little bit of background? You're new to the role, recently appointed, so certainly a baptism of fire with COVID hitting us, and probably the hardest time hospitality has experienced in this country.
Yeah, we launched our new website last February in the Midlands Park. You were there, actually both of you were there, and fantastic evening. It was packed. Yeah. We were delighted. We were packed in like sardines. We can't do anything like that anymore. A lot of work has been going on in the background during these very difficult months. So, we're working on a branding project. There's a suite of videos being put together. It's a huge amount going on. Our members are absolutely decimated. You're right, Bernie. Yeah. They haven't earned a penny in 3 or 4 months. And they're also being asked to spend fortunes on, rightly so, to protect their staff and protect their customers. And they really, really want to get back to work. So a huge amount of work has been going on in terms of getting ready, deep cleaning, totally looking at standard operating procedures, redesigning how staff work, training them, getting everything ready so that next week, when our hospitality businesses delightfully reopen, there's so much that's going on behind the scenes to take care of the customer. Yeah. So the customer can come in, and yes, it's a bit different. We have to be aware of the touch points and the hand sanitising and all the rest of it. But we want to give that warm Laois welcome and let people actually relax and do the things that they've really missed doing. So I'm a passionate person. I'm always saying we have to sell Laois to Laois. And as Stephen was saying, there's so much here on the doorstep. And when it's been whipped away from us that we could only go within our 2K and then the 5, and as it increased, we've got kind of excited that, gosh, I can go, for us, I can go into Abbey Leaks now, I'm in Ballinaghill, and then we could go into Portlaoise, and it was amazing, all the things that you missed, and we're delighted to get back to. There's 2,000 jobs depending on tourism in this county. And it's very, very serious. There's 85,000 population here. Fáilte Ireland reported in 18 that for every million spent in tourism, you've up to 27 local jobs.
Right.
Okay, so I am beseeching the people of Laois to spend a couple of €100 or a couple of €1,000 extra in the county and protect those really precious jobs for people who are working so hard behind the scenes to provide a safe and enjoyable environment for you to come back to. And I think it would be such a shame, and to be honest, I don't want anybody turning around to me in 2 years' time saying, oh, there's nothing in Portlaoise and there's nothing in Durrow and there's nothing here. There's everything here, but please get out and support and spend the few bob. Things are a bit tighter for us all. Don't underestimate the value of your coffee and your scone, because if you do that every week, you're protecting somebody's job. And I think at this time, the collaboration with the Chamber, with Stephen, with Laois County Council, there's huge support out there, and we're pulling together. We really are pulling together, maybe for the first time. And I don't want us to go backwards. I want us to really try to get all boats to rise back up together. And it's hugely, hugely important. And I think we all have responsibility there. People are great for the ye should, and it should have happened, and that should have happened. But actually each individual, each €5 or every euro that we spend, putting it into our local economy, is taking responsibility for how our beautiful county comes out of this.
Yeah, I suppose people are responsible for the survival of Laois.
Absolutely,
right across the board.
yes,
so
absolutely.
really we need to take that message.
We really do.
And you mentioned to me last week, one country house in Laois,
Yep.
and his first guests after he reopens are a Portlaoise couple.
That's right.
So that's a great story.
Yeah, they're escaping out to Stradbally to a beautiful guest house to be spoiled rotten. I mean, the customer service, we really underestimate how good we are here sometimes. They're going to be spoiled rotten, and they'll be back in 20 minutes. It's fantastic. And they're delighted. It's just an escape. I may have been known in the past to come on a little girly holiday to this lovely hotel on the other side of the county.
Yeah.
The market always decides, though. People aren't going to go where the product isn't worthwhile. They want to go where it's excellent.
Yeah.
And we can proudly say that the product here in Laois is excellent.
Yeah.
You come to the spa here in the Heritage, it's outstanding. And I would consider myself a connoisseur of spas.
Okay.
And I've been to many, and this is one of the best. So get in and support it.
Yeah.
So
really Laois people can actually go on their holidays in Laois if they want.
Well, absolutely. I was saying to Stephen the other day, I wanted to take the kids glamping, which from Ballinkill over to between Ballyroan and Stradbally, to them would seem exotic because they're hardly in the Jeep anymore.
Yeah.
And I was delighted to see that glamping under the stars was actually booked out for the nights I wanted, which just proves that people are really delighted to get back. Yeah.
Like if you go to a county like Cork or Kerry, Cork people for the vast majority will go on their holidays in Cork.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
I know it's a bigger county. I know it's a bigger
Yeah.
county, and there's but like you were saying about glamping in the stars, we were actually going to I never in all my time, I suppose, but I've been going on my holidays to Ballyroan, But we're really looking forward to it, and
simple and pure,
exactly,
and socially distanced as well.
Yes,
that's the other great thing about Laois.
We have
there's so much space, even this hotel. There's so much space in the hotel and outside the hotel. I think people are looking at what was on their doorstep with a new set of eyes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think as well, and I think you mentioned it, Carol, people, you have to look after yourself first and foremost, and you have to get value for your own money that you're spending.
Exactly,
But you can get that here locally, and that's I suppose what we're trying to do is think locally. Could I go off to the other end of the country? Absolutely, and you will get, but for the vast majority of instances, you won't get any better than you will get on your doorstep here. So I do think there is an amount to be enjoyed here locally, and I said looking after yourself first and foremost is the main priority. It's not, you can't blindly support local and think local if it's not going to give you as good as you're going to get, and the market will decide. It's a great, and the collaboration, in Laois today, we're sort of observers of everything. In the last couple of years, I've been working in Limerick prior to setting up Laois today, but I was very familiar with Laois because I'm from here and I'd worked here before that. But in the last couple of years, I have seen an amount of positivity in this county across such a wide range of things. And I think we have a great county council. I think John Mulholland, we're very lucky to have such a top quality person as the top of our county council. Yes, you will have negative things that come up, and some social media commentary is negative, but if you actually look at it, the amount of positivity over the last couple of years, the Laois tourism has sort of grouped together in a really good way. There was great collaboration there. There was a great collaboration with food. There was a local food suppliers group.
Yeah, Laois Taste.
Laois tourism, Laois Taste as well, that's part of it. Yeah.
Yep.
The Laois Chamber had been dormant for a good number of years. That's up and going. Bernie's here last year and a half or so.
Coming up to a year, actually.
Coming up to a year now.
First anniversary,
So that is that's a huge thing we didn't have prior to this. You know, you look at the new link road in Portlaoise that has opened up a town which was badly needed as well. Look at the facilities that Laois GA have. There are counties all over Ireland would come to Laois and look at what they have and say, you know, that we have all of this here. So like, and then we have what is sort of naturally comes together with the hotels, with the businesses, with the facilities and recreational things. You have the Sleeve Bloom walking trail or mountain bike trails that are, I think, in use, but they're not officially up and going.
Yeah, but they're second to none.
This
What
week
you're getting right in behind them, actually. So that, you know, you're going to be seeing a lot more of that. There's some really good campaigns that are about to kick off, which is wonderful.
Brilliant.
Absolutely, including the Sleeve Blooms.
We also had an announcement this week that the Blue Way, which is going to be connecting from a tie through my own area out Vickerstown, Fisherstown, all that's going to be done in the next, completed by 2022. That's no length away in that time. It's going to open up tourism in that side of the county, which wouldn't it's a lovely area,
but wouldn't
naturally
think of it.
Yes, yeah. And it's only taken in a small little part of Laois because from a tie to Mullistreven or hanging on that way, but it is going through Vickerstown, Fisherstown. And I think there's been a lot of positive stuff going in the first place. We talk about, it's mentioned the whole time about the jobs that are going out of the county. We mentioned Dublin and all the jobs. Laois is actually in a position to benefit from that because we're so close, because the network of roads is so good. And the other thing we didn't mention is the jobs that are going on in Glanbia, in Trifall, in the new Supermax Plaza that's going on. Like all of those were in situ prior to this, and I know everything has taken a knock.
There was a little bit of a stall, but momentum is still there.
And
we have to make sure we continue with that momentum.
And the county's in a position to nearly benefit from on the back of the coronavirus. And
we have to find the silver-lined clouds.
The opportunity and the positivity.
We've seen huge pivots taking place with some of our businesses around. You know, a number of people have taken advantage of the web vouchers that were available. So there's companies that just didn't have the time to get their businesses online. They're now online, and they are, you know, I think one of your members and ours was up to 60% of their business once they got themselves online, which is phenomenal. They'd never have had the time to get themselves there. The Manor Hotel out in Abbey Leaks, which is right beside the bog, which is just the most incredible bog walk. So something they'd wanted to do for ages but didn't have a moment to do it was to get a food truck. So now they've got this absolutely stunning Airstream. You get your takeaway coffee, you go to your socially distanced picnic tables after your fabulous walk in the bog. And they've put in a pizza oven as well, so they have responded. You know, so there's great resilience out there. But we really need to support them, and you know, every fiver honestly counts.
I suppose the overarching message today is love Laois. Please follow all of the social media hashtags you see, share it, take your own photos and send it in to Stephen, and he'll share it across his very wide audience, and really that is the message today. As well as being involved in this, the Chamber is also involved with the Local Enterprise Office and Laois County Council in the Business Recovery Group. So over the next few months you will see small things happening in towns to try and make them a safe place for people to come in and to use the public realms, and you know, pedestrianisation and pieces like that will all feed into a really good vibe. Stay in Laois, holiday in Laois, and shop in Laois. That's really the overall.
Shop local, stay local.
Exactly.
and love Laois.
And again, I'd like to thank the Heritage today for this amazing facility. It's state of the art. I feel like I'm in the RTE studio, but look, it's all new to us, being filmed in a studio like this. So hopefully it'll come across okay for you guys to watch later on, after this has been recorded. So thanks very much for joining us today, Cara and Stephen. Thank you.